All K-pop sucks, get a job, LMAO!
You can't handle the truth. Nope, already got a job and K-pop is balling, so say losing I guess. Zip! Being paid minimum wage isn't a job, hun.
Wow, that was very funny, good job.
I can't do that because I watch you and K-pop sag.
Okay, but why are you sitting here getting mad at a tweet? Also, this has nothing to do with human decency? It has everything to do with human decency, because if someone likes something you don't like, then you shouldn't hate them for it or even make fun of them, as you guys are always making fun of K-pop fans for liking K-pop, which is a music genre just like rap or pop.
Ratio.
LOL, I don't really care if you ratio me. Imagine ratioing someone for listening to music. That's cringy, and I should get a life, but then again, I probably don't have one. Also, human decency, have you heard of her? Because it's a thing. Wow, I'm making fun of people who like K-pop because that is so edgy. Ha ha ha, I'm quirky / sarcasm.
You want to fight? Okay then.
Not you saying that with that type of content you create.
Haha, that's a funny tweet. I'm gonna respawn with K-pop stars dancing for absolutely no fucking reason.
Hey besties!
No, you don't understand. K-pop is who I am. You can't make fun of it. Not a white trying to invalidate someone. What the fuck are they trying to say? Whites also have a habit with downplaying people just because of their dark skin tone or any other race. Y'all are the ones who start. I can't be fucking bothered. This guy's reaching so badly.
But guests make more money than you!
What zero taste does to you. Stalker fan. Stan. This is a word that is thrown around drastically nowadays, and it is used to describe a person who represents a deep affection for a certain celebrity or creator. They have their entire internet personality focused on this one person. Their avatar will be that of the said celebrity, with their username, handles, and descriptions all being of the same caliber. The noun, especially now how popular the whole shtick has become, does hold negative connotations and has strayed away from being something more than just being a big fan of a certain person. However, the general rabbit hole of internet stans does go a lot deeper than you would initially think. And whilst many people do not mind the whole context of stans, the other vocal half completely despise the mere thought of how a stan is portrayed. We're all fans of something, and we all share a deep interest in something or somebody that can even be described as intoxicating, and there is a line that people fail to acknowledge. How far is too far? To answer this, we first need to dissect the difference between a stalker fan and a mega fan, which is where this theoretical line starts to become blurry. Many people will define this differently, as the whole premise of it is a subjective bite to chew, though I will throw my own 2 cents into this. A mega fan is a person or entity that is compassionate about a certain character, person, genre, subject or culture, which can vary from music to video games to artists. A stan, on the other side of the coin, is somebody who is entirely revoked around the subject at hand, majority of the time limited to a certain person or a group of people. A prime example of this could be the K-pop stans, whom are a community who have completely exploded on social media lately, especially on Twitter. Is this necessarily considered a problem? Not at all. People's interests in certain things should not be tampered with by any external sources. I'm a massive Legend of Zelda fan. I own the physical Twilight Princess manga collection. I own general merchandise and shirts that are Legend of Zelda themed. I have over 500 hours on Breath of the Wild and keep my Ocarina of Time emulator on a fucking flash drive so I can access it anywhere. My old avatars on Discord were all Zelda related. I even drew my own version of Zelda in my damn sketchbook. I am obsessed. In its own right, I could consider myself to be a Zelda stan due to my deep passion to the franchise. This also applies to these bespoken K-pop stans. They own the albums of the groups, they own shirts and phone cases of these artists, their entire profiles are dedicated to sharing their love for these groups. So, how does my love for Legend of Zelda differ from other people's loves for artists such as K-pop? This is where the general purpose of stan comes into the frame, and the word has a negative connotation due to how far people take this fandom. The reason why I bring up K-pop specifically with this analysis is simply due to the fact that this is the first audience that the majority of social dwellers jump to when they hear the word stan, and its toxic environment that's overshadowing the genuine fans. The louder ones will always get more attention than the ones that are conservative, and this roots out a plant that is taking all the sunlight. Some of them even go as far as to threaten people who speak anything even remotely negative about their favourite group, or to publicly humiliate anybody who disagrees with them. They will go on every trending tab on the Explore page, whether the trending topic is positive or not, and spam every single tweet or post that is created with these god-awful videos of their favourite artists in the replies, in the hopes to raise awareness for this group. First of all, they're millionaire singers, not an obscure disease that nobody's heard of. Second of all, not only is this completely irrelevant to the point, but isn't this painting your idols in a bad light if this is how you behave? I digress. And on the contrary to that, I will not consider it fair to group these stans to fans, as I stated a fair minute ago. These people are a vocal minority. I have friends that listen to K-pop regularly, and they are calm people. I even listen to it as part of my playlists from time to time. People have a different way to express their love for something, and some people do not understand the difference between being an obnoxious little shit or being compassionate yet respectable for their favourite idols. This then converts into a snowball effect of, oh, if they did it, then it must be acceptable, or a cultural difference. These actions support the thesis of all stans are toxic, the legs it stands on, and the stans that attempt to counter this do not help with the way they behave. I'm not their f***ing teacher though, so I'm not going to tell them how to think. In regards to stans, you then have the anti-stans who are probably just as bad as toxic stans themselves. I'm talking about the ones who actively seek out internet stans in order to insult or belittle them. Well, with how stubborn both parties will become, this then turns into a flame ball that nobody really wants to witness. Except pyromaniacs maybe. This issue stems up further from the people who are supporting their idols, as the behaviour may be an extension to the behaviour that the person they are standing is portraying. Jake Paul is our little dicks, because Jake Paul is a massive dick, and so forth. People will want to support their fans, of course they would, and they will turn a blind eye to actions that are potentially damaging or dangerous unless a controversy about said actions is brought to surface. Yes, I'm aware this has been fairly negative up until this point, and you are correct, so it is unfair for myself to give these bad eggs any more attention than they unrightfully deserve. Stan, as time has progressed, has moved from a toxic representation to a more enlightened one. Most people who identify themselves as a stan do not recognise it as a bad thing. And it isn't. It is all subjective to how you flaunt the word stan around. You may have had a very bad experience with quote-unquote stans, but equally you may have also had very good experience with them also. It is the same as jumping into a pit of rats and you'll have the chance to get out of there with your balls intact, or not so much. Toxic people are everywhere and it's a personality trait that you'll definitely bump into, but is avoidable. The majority of bad eggs are harmless and are just annoying, which can be ignored, but do stay vigilant of the more dangerous side of the tunnel. A YouTuber named Dream, who has become the fastest growing channel of all time at this point, god he is literally everywhere, has come under fire for encouraging rampant behaviour of his stans, and he has actively defended their defined psychotic behaviour over the last few months. I'll actually come into Dream's defence here though and say that Dream is not totally responsible for the actions of his audience, even when it becomes trending on Twitter for the 12th time in a day. Whilst yes, seeing Dream trending every day may become tiresome for some, solely blaming Dream is the same as blaming Eminem for releasing a good song. Him having success on the platform should not be an immediate threat. What I will not defend is him getting doxxed by anti-stans due to his audience though. Nobody on this platform or anywhere should be a victim to doxing. It is dangerous and illegal and with good reason. Just don't do it. You're being a dick and you're not funny. Referring back to Dream stans, they are terrifying. I will not deny that at all. Even speaking about him makes me feel like I will be held for ransom in one of their basements and slowly cut up into pieces to be fed to a dog. And the fan fiction that they have created over a guy that doesn't even have a face is impressive but also horrific. That being said, people should not be allowed to take what stans do in their free time away from them. Yes, it may be cringy as fuck to witness, but they are not harming anybody by doing this. The term stans should not be used so loosely and to only identify people who are generally being fucking assholes. Of course there are toxic fans. Some audiences more than others, and the term is always being updated depending on who you ask. Some people use it to say Stalker fan, and the other half use it to say super fan. I would personally place it on the border of the two because it really does depend on who you ask or who you are talking to, since the majority of them are harmless and mostly just annoying as fuck. But me as a person, I lack basic tolerance though, so let me know if you disagree with that. I've waffled on for long enough though, so let me know what you guys think down below. Do you think my analysis on the word stan is fair, or should I just go and fuck myself? I'm going to shamelessly plug my Twitch again because I will ramble there without any filters. I am also planning on getting a proper schedule so I can get back into the habit of it as well. There are some pretty cool games to watch as well while I do so. I completely suck at games despite how long I've been playing them, so you can watch me fail on that as well. To anybody named Stan, do not worry, this is not a threat in this analysis unless you support